Hello folks and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, to be honest, the market, especially if I check for example Bitcoin, what they are doing here with a very low volume, we just compared to the last few weeks when we had such a DXY move, it's just indicating, in my opinion, they don't let Bitcoin at the moment go down. And usually it should just follow SPY. And as you see, even SPY is not really reacting extremely sensitive to DXY, something that happens in the past. I mean, let us make a summary. Yesterday, they released the core CPI and CPI data. Both were bearish. They forecasted core CPI 0.6%. We did 0.7%. It's not huge, it's okay, but a gap indicating inflation is rising. However, the market reacted how? Well, not that bearish, I would say even bullish. Then, at the same time, they released the CPI. 8.8% was forecasted. Previously, they released their data and showed 8.6%. We did yesterday 9.1%. What happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. DXY was pumping and afterwards dumping hard, then afterwards lifting up again. Like, you know, I know such moves from, I don't know, shitcoins. It was surprising me, but that's fine. That's the market. And SPY, just following it, not that strong, to be honest, with the dump of DXY. But however, it lifted up. Bitcoin followed much better than SPY did at the end. And now we are seeing not even that. I mean, DXY is lifting up very hard. And I mean, SPY is not reacting. Bitcoin is maintaining that support area that's not even a crucial support level, but it's maintaining. So we had bearish data and nothing happened. We had yesterday also crude oil inventories, something when they are forecasting minus 0.154 millions, and then they say, oh, we have 3,254 still crude oil reserves. Usually, that's something where we would say, oh, that's fine, that's cool. I mean, if we have more reserves, we can drop the gas prices a little bit, right? But usually also, if they were forecasting a minus reserves and then we have much more, it also says less demand. It's just very easy. And less demand usually also means the economy is demanding less crude oil. Also not really bullish. The market didn't react. Today, initial jobless claims 235,000 were forecasted. We did 244,000. It's not a huge gap, indicating unemployment is rising. Not that big. It's not a big economy crash, but it's not bullish. Okay, fine. PPI, they forecasted 0.8%. We did 1.1%. So like yesterday, a gap of 0.3%. That's not bullish at all. However, are the markets are not reacting. Instead, they are declining, but not that big. Not even the volume is indicating a huge sell-off is happening. Just quite nothing happening. So, in my opinion, we will lift up. DXY will dump, in my opinion, very hard. Just go back to 107. And Bitcoin and SPY will lift up. Bitcoin, I don't know. I mean, taking into account what Bitcoin is doing right now, I would even expect a new all-time high. That's sarcasm right now, but that's just maintaining that with that volume, just saying, what the hell is happening here? I don't know. But that's why we are making this analysis every day, just to figure out what is happening. In my opinion, next week would be the key. Also for DXY. So my expectations would be DXY will maybe after the session or in the current session start to dump, hitting 107, 107.4, 107.2, somewhere there. And SPY will lift up, Bitcoin will lift up. Next week, when the European Central Bank is going to announce their decision for interest rate, then the XY will push up very hard. And then we will see, but I would say SPY will get back to its pattern and react very sensitive to this news. And even to a very strong push up by DXY. We will see, mark my words, it wouldn't surprise me to be honest. Because what I'm seeing right now is just saying nobody wants to sell, we are fine, we will go up afterwards. However, let us check what's happening here. First of all, you see that? That's crazy. I mean, we had that here once, doesn't mean that it can't go up even more, but if we start to go more down, that could at least indicate the preparation is done. That's it. Doesn't mean more. Just means preparation is done. They sent enough tokens to centralized exchanges. They didn't distribute yet. They sent some funds to OTCs and so on and so forth. So we need to see what's going to happen here next. But my expectations is the preparation is done. Of course, we had such kind of retrace moves afterwards in different times, so we need to be very careful, and it's too early just to say they are done. So, but it looks like they want to let the price go up afterwards. They are expecting something since yesterday, otherwise that usually wouldn't happen. When that happens, usually something is going to go up. Some like, the price goes up afterwards. Fake rally, whatever is going to happen. So let us go further and let us take a look here to the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour time frame is also here indicating the last push up was, well, mainly here at least, was driven by whales, of course, so they were fine with that, let the price go up to distribute a little bit more. If we check here, for example, the 30 hours moving average, it's even declining more. So it's indicating that these guys want to let the price go up and matches very well to my scenario. If we check that here, we see, you know, we are not reaching 100% anymore. Instead, it's more declining. So that's indicating that they are fine to let the price go up and would at least also explain why Bitcoin is maintaining that support. That's the only thing. I mean, DXY keeps pushing, SPY not doing anything. Even Bitcoin is not doing anything. Just to make clear, in case you ask, I'm longing. So, stablecoin reserves and exchanges lifted up, indicating money is coming into centralized exchanges again. However, also here we need to be very careful. So I'm not going to expect a huge pump, a rally that's going to bring us back to 40k or something. I don't know yet what level. We need to check options as well. Maybe we can figure out and see some short-term option transactions with some price levels. However, if we take the stablecoin supply, maintains low. It's not lifting up. We had a little lift up, but nothing big. Also indicating not big minting operations related to stablecoins. So the capital is not growing at the moment. It's not rising, not indicating the bear market is done. So let us go forward and check what's happening to the flow activity. Well, we can see here that we received Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. The price reacted to it, but nothing big, really nothing big. So we are talking here that was the max 2000 Bitcoin, 1100, 1000. That's peanuts, just peanuts. And that happened the whole day. That was the max. That was just peanuts. So, of course, the volume is not going to rise, taking into account what we are seeing here. We have received 150 millions in stablecoins, 180 millions outflows. We have received here, that was yesterday evening, almost 220 million. At the same time, 180 million outflows. Bitcoin outflows lifting up, but also here 2,300 Bitcoins here, almost 600 here, almost 1,000 here, but also no big business, to be honest. Let us go forward and check what's happening to the future market. So, futures, funding rate. I don't know. It's lifting up, but wow. I mean, they are demanding a lot of longs, it seems. But at least based on funding rate. If we take a look to the open interest, we see no, the contract counts, it's not really lifting up. Leverage ratio maintains relatively. Yeah, I wouldn't say low, because it's not. We are still very close to the last all-time high, but it declined. If we check, for example, here, if we check since we reached 17,700, we also can see that the flow activity related to stablecoins and derivative markets declined a lot, really a lot, even more than, for example, just last week. Even if we have more activity, but less volume. The maximum here, 130 millions. Peanuts. Really peanuts. 130 millions. Peanuts. Even here, related to bitcoins. Look that. Check the green. And look now. Calming down. The maximum today, 1,600 bitcoins. Peanuts. That's really Crazy. Nothing happening. So, and I mean, the market is in a moment, it's in hands of really few with high volume. They can drive the market. They don't want to push more down, it seems. So, even if the XY is lifting up, if we go back, we can check the XY is now declining. So, in my opinion, we are very close to see DXY starting its dump, and then Bitcoin will go up and SPY until next week. I think next week, maybe I'm wrong, we need to see, but in my opinion, next week is going to be the big bearish price action, at least just based on DXY. If they keep reacting to DXY like they are doing today, well, then I don't know. Usually that's not how it works, but the whole situation is changing very quick, and we need to have that in mind. I received a CryptoQuant alert, 3,000 bitcoins aggregated inflows to Coinbase. So, not saying we are going to dump, but it's still indicating they want to maintain a sell pressure, it seems. Let us go forward and let us take a look to the blockchain whispers and the Kingfisher next. Oh, I can use the spin. Give me blue. Give me blue. Blue, blue, blue. Let's go. Give me blue now. Huh? Okay. The Kingfisher. What the hell is that? Oh, come on. Really? Okay, it's fine. Let us go and request the last liquidation map. What we see here is shorts are declining, longs maintain. So we have 41 to 59. Yeah, it looks a little bit better on Ethereum, 50, I would say 55 to 45. I don't care about Bitfinex. Oops, I don't care about BitMEX because of the volume. So we have more longs active on Binance related to Bitcoin and also related to Ethereum. So let us check what's happening here. Wow. If we take a look, Binance liquidation map, high leverage, and high volume really close to the current price, so 19.6, and some shorts as well here, as we can see 19.9 and 2400. Let us take a look if we can find exactly this kind of positions also on FTX to see if we can see some correlation between both. That was Binance. Now we check FTX, what's happening there, and we will see. Okay, we see some correlation, at least, yeah, I would say all four matches very well. Even less volume. I mean, it looks like that's, I wouldn't say that's the same volume, because if we take a look to the liquidation map here, doesn't look very high, I mean, that's the max, 100 million, indicating even here we have 90 million in liquidation. It's not a big volume. You remember just a few weeks ago we had 300, 400, 500 million, even more just a few months ago. So even here relatively calming down. And, well, what should I say? I mean, if we take a look, that's shorts, that's longs. Usually I would say, be careful longing here, but taking into account how the markets are reacting at the moment, um, yeah, I wouldn't say that longs have here some problems, to be honest. So let us go forward and check the next chapter. So we have the CVDs here, and we can check now the CVDs, what's happening here. First of all, as usual, we can see that the future market with stablecoins is with spot, of course, driving the markets, but it's so, you can see how the market is reacting very well to both, but mainly to the stablecoin futures. If we check the Bitcoin collateral futures or the Bitcoin margin futures, they are shorting. And that's something that would at least uh, match to some options indicating we are going down, but nobody knows when. So maybe that's happening this weekend and surprise us, as usual. We don't know. At the same time, if we check, for example, what FTX is lifting up, now at the moment declining. So they are distributing, that's what they are doing. And sometimes it doesn't make sense because the CBD lifted up very hard and then declining. Lifting up very hard, then declining. Um, well, that's what it is. If we check, for example, the 30 minutes also here in the different exchanges, Coinbase, CBD lifting up as usual. We check, for example, here, that's Gimini also lifting up. If we check here, it's Binance, of course, the main driver because of volume and liquidity. Um, yeah, doesn't look like it looks like it's stabilizing, maybe lift close to lift up. Bitfinex lifting up a little bit, but nothing big. Absolutely nothing big. Look, future stablecoins up, Bitcoin down. So Bitcoin margin contracts. And if we check, for example, here, we can see the funding rate is lifting up, open interest as well. That's what we can see here, right? Up and up. So we will go up. In my opinion, we will go up. Yeah. Let us check what the fund flow is doing related to the entities I'm tracking. And also here you will see some very interesting information. So let us first of all disable the others. That's the market maker, or at least, the entity I labeled as market maker because they have the best trade behavior. And we check there 1,600, 1,000 Bitcoin. That's absolute peanuts. Once again, peanuts. Not indicating these guys are preparing at the moment, very close, short term, a big dump. It can change like they did in the past, and then they send just 11,000, or here like they send 12,000 Bitcoins, 13,000 Bitcoins. It can change. We need to be very careful and keep tracking them, but that's how it looks like. At the moment, everything looks like, we can go up again. And maybe just to 22,000 again, because if we check, we see what's happening here, right? So we are still here, so it wouldn't surprise me to go up again and afterwards retest and down. But that's something we need to see. It's too early to say that. So if we check now the balances, the market maker just reduced, well, lifted up since in the last few days, but nothing big. It had 5,010,000 bitcoins, now indicating 5,020,000, so it's not that big. These entities here lifted up, also not that big. If we check, for example, they had 3,840,000, now they have 3,860,000, indicating 20,000 more. These entities, not sure. The trend is accumulation, but not really sure what they are doing at the moment. And retailers, very interesting, doing exactly the same like these entities here. However, not indicating a reversal in sentiment like, wow, we need to sell. It's not happening. So everything looks normal. I would say not extremely bullish, but not extremely bearish as well. Oh, the XY is reacting right now. And we need to see. I mean, even if we go down, it will here maybe have a little bounce at 108, then another one at 106, another one here, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's okay. So my long is taking profit already. Looks very green. That's good. However, let's go forward and check the next chapter. So let us see what's happening here. So after we absorb actually this order here, we went up, and at the moment also looks like, I mean, we are not seeing here a big move, maybe because the price is lifting up at the moment, but you see that Coinbase is very well prepared, right? So we are not going to crash to zero for sure, but not saying we can't absorb even more. So if we take a look, the option traders are expecting maybe to reach that level here and to absorb all of that. Just imagine. So we are not going to go down just with 10,000 bitcoins for sure. There a bit. Reduce the limitation to lift up at 20,800, and that's it. We still have here a lot 21.7, so it would match actually to the 22 bitstamp. 22, like they did before, just a little bit higher. So wouldn't surprise me. Binance Spot 22, not big at all. Remove the exchange, or at least it reduce the volume. The next one 18. Bitfinex Spot, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The big one 23.7 and 22.3, 22.4. Yeah, it starts at 22.2, but nothing big to be honest. The next here is 18.8. That's the next wall here. FTX Perp. Well, that's the most interesting part to be honest, because I use Binance Perp and FTX Perp. I like to use them. We see they are here at 19. They are at the same time here at 20,300, and waiting at 21,300 to 21,600. Otherwise 23 and so on and so forth. And 18. OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken, also Kraken is waiting at 20,376. Also interesting. 21 and the big one 23. 22,400. Limiting at almost 19. Bitmax, nothing. Maybe here 21 almost, but nothing big. Bitfinex derivatives, nothing. Just waiting here 23. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, nothing. FTX spot, no, nothing. Just waiting here, but also here nothing big. And Binance futures indicating we have at Binance futures here at 22.6, 22, 21, and very controlled everything. A lot of orders here waiting and here, but also limiting at 19. But that's something I have mentioned already, and that's why I'm convinced they don't want to let the price go down even more. So we can have such kind of dead cat bounce and then go down again, hitting 18.8, then create such kind of double bottom and then go up again. But in my opinion, we will go up more depending of the XY, but in my opinion the XY will start its dump phase soon and it will push up SPY and Bitcoin to the upside, hitting 22k, and then we need to see what's happening there. I maintain my bearish sentiment because, nothing have changed, to be honest, absolutely nothing. So we need to see. And that's it. Let us talk about my personal conclusion. Personal conclusion only available with the option trades and analysis with the paid subscription. So if you are missing it and you want to know what's my personal opinion, it's my personal opinion, no financial advice, just to tell you that. So I wouldn't recommend you to trade my opinion, but to trade my data. Okay, that's something, that's my goal, to show you how it works and to make your own personal conclusion and your own trade strategy then. Let us go forward.